Book 25. Okay. And haec quidem noctem. So we'll just take the quidem as usual. As an even. So in this night, indeed, or even, that's the noctem, by the fulgor, by nullo fulgor, by no shining of stars. This night was splendenting, so there was a bit of light, but it wasn't from any stars, maybe not much moon. And at sol, as a custom in artis rebus and dubus, which literally means in narrow circumstances and dubious ones. Here, the narrow would mean difficult, in difficult circumstances, and it's a bit doubtful of what's going on. We egimuses, we pass through, or we were walking, or whatever, marching. Nec quoque morso, and neither to anyone, or was anyone daring to cedere. This is one of those verbs that's semi-deponent. Anyway, it takes an infinitive. Neither did anyone dare to cedere, to sit, nor to flectere their lumina. Now, people will say lumina is a poetic word, but this is prose, so you can use this for eyes. So neither did anyone pray timor, because of fear, fleck their eyes, so you didn't blink or close your eyes, in quietem, to rest. So they kept walking, they didn't sit down or close their eyes. Ubi viro. Viro is post-positive, so it's the second word. But when, ubi, primum dies, so when first of all day was in clara witting, so it was daybreak, the light was starting to shine, the noctem was over. Radiating, so it says giving off light and reflecting. Loricae, limbis circumdata ferris, so the loricas are breastplates. Circumdated means they're surrounded. Ferris means iron. A limbus is the border or edge of the clothing. And Caruscae thoraces, these are another type of armour. Carusking means it's glistening or something. Prospecti, could be seen, longe, far away. This was an indication that the copias, the forces, reges, forces of the king, ad esse, were at hand, or close. Okay, limbus, the edge of a robe, or the border of the edge. Here's a picture of cuirasses, their body armour. These are probably medieval ones, because it's the English version, not the Latin version. Anyway, 2. Hoc viso, with this scene. Ascansum, what have we got? Properantum, these are appositions. Militem. So the militem will be the soldiers. It's written here as a singular, but it'll be the group of soldiers. The soldiers were against them. They were burning to congredi, meaning to clash together with the enemy. And properantum means they were in a bit of a haste. Diramente fluvi brevi. They were separated by a brevi fluvi. A little river was intervening or something like that, and the imperator, the emperor prohibited them anyway from congregating, from fighting. And not far away, not procul, from the valley ipso, from the valley itself, amongst the excursators nostris, so amongst our people who excurse, they go out in front and clash, skirmishes maybe, and the Persicos and the Persians, in a prolio acri concerto is used when people sow their hands, so they meet hand to hand. Acri means it's a bit of a fierce battle, so in a fierce battle, Macaemus, a doctor, a general of one of our agmines, one of our columns of soldiers, cacidit, he fell. Reduplicated, perfect. Okay. Cui, to him, this guy who cacited, who fell, there was a frater Morris, his brother Morris, to him who propugnaturus, that's in future he would fight as a dux or general, poster afterwards, Phoenicias, the Phoenicians or somewhere in Phoenicia. That's where Phoenicians come from. Cum trucacidet, so when he had killed the interfector, the murderer, Germani, of his brother, obvium, take that as an adverb, it can be a few things, it usually means meeting or someone in the way, he would terrify, so he terrified quemque, anyone whom he met, and he was infirmatus, so he was weak or wounded himself, with a tello, which is some type of weapon, probably a spear, in his umbrum, in his shoulder. And what have we got? Morte pro quinque, and close to death, palascam machinum. So his brother here didn't actually die when he fell, he was just wounded, he was close to death. And we have valuit, which replaces possum in later Latin. It means he was able to extract his pale brother from the pugna, from the fight, with magnus viribus, with great strength. In early Latin, valuit just means being strong or something. 3. Et cum fatiscerant, and when they were fatigued, that's a plural. Vix toleranda, scarcely they were able to bear by the magnitude or the greatness astuum of the heat and the frequent, with the crebris congressibus, so it's frequent clashes, and then the heat is partes, which is plural, so they're all fatigued, and these parts were scarcely able to bear the heat and the frequent clashes. And ad ultimum, coming towards the end, the termae hostiles, the enemy squadrons, a terma is a squadron, so I don't know how many men it is, but anyway, gravi sunt, repulsa, so they were repulsed, discus means beaten, repulsa just means they went off, they left. Hinc, from here on, with us receding, us going back, Longius rather far, the Saracens were compulsi, so they were forced to repetere. Pedo means to go on feet, re means go back, from the fear, the metu, of our peditum, of our infantry, nostrorum. Paulo post, a little after, in exile, looks like they've joined in a knot with the multitude of Persians, so the Saracens went back and joined up with the Persians. They inrubented, they rushed in, ocius, rather quickly, comparative. Rapturae, so they could rapture or take off the Romana impedimenta, which is a neuter plural. It's the baggage, the Romans' baggage, virum, but with the viso imperator, having seen the emperor, they reverterunted. They reverted to their subsidiary wings. It's their auxiliary forces or whatever it is. Qua ex region, from which region, profecti, we left, per venimus, we reached, taking addo in, to a villa, add with the accusative, by the name of Hucumbra, ubi, where, per bidon, for 2 days, with all congruent to use, with all things necessary or that we enjoy to use, and with a satiety of frumenta of grain, the things which are quesited, sought out, ultra spam, beyond hope, discessimus, we left, recreati, refreshed, and confestum, immediately, abs qui his, with the exception of this, the things which time permitted us to vihi, to carry off, the remaining things we burnt up exusta with flame. So that's what they did. They took what they could carry and burnt the rest. 5. Postridi. The next day, exercitu presenting, with the army proceeding on rather sedately. The extremos, the people at the rear, who eodea, who in that day, forte by chance, were sustaining the officia, were sustaining the duty of cogendorum the Agamenum. They were forcing along the rows of troops at the extremity. They were behind, pushing all the men along. Nec opinates, the Persians, adora, they rose to attack and interficessit. They would have killed with levi negote, with light business, not stressing themselves too much. Nisi, or ni, except that the proximus equitatos, the cavalry who were proximate, nearby, nosta, they were ours, intellecto hoc, they understood this to be happening, and ocius again, rather quickly, through the patulus valles, through the open valleys, late widely diffusus, Tantum molem discriminus. In such danger, molem just means a mass of people. Discriminus is a crisis usually. Those who supervented, those who turned up, they repulsed with a lot of wounds, vulneratus. 6. In hac pugna, in this battle, cacidit, there fell Adaikes, a nobilis satrap. Satrap's a position in the Persian Empire. If you read Alexander the Great, you know it's a high position. Who was a legatus quondam once upon a time. Missus sent to Constantius, the emperor, and he'd been benigni, kindly susceptus, he'd been received. What have we got? Of this man, the interfector, the killer of this man, having oblatus the exuvius, these are the spoils, things that he was wearing or what goods he could take off, to Julianus, and he was remuneratus, he was rewarded, ut decabat, as was fitting or as he ought to be. 7. Eadem die, in the same day, tertia corum, of the tertia corums, what's that doing there? A number from the legions, a number of people from the legions, incusitors, they made accusations of the cavalry of the tertia cori. Who the hell are these people? The Tertaki. I don't know who they are. Anyway, that cum ipse hostium adversa improper. So they had broken into the Achaes adversus, the hostium. So the opposing battle lines of the enemy. And when they had done this themselves, Ili, Paulatim means gradually, little by little, they had dilapsed away. They had broken in this line, then slowly given way, which had paini almost minuesced, diminished the alacrity, the alacritatem, the enthusiasm, totius exercitus, fourth declension, of the whole army. Totius is one of the naughty nine, or whatever they're called, the praenominatives or something. Has unus and a bunch of other words in it. Nearly done. 8. Undi. From where, it's probably to do with time, to the just indignity, the emperor, his imperator, he was erect, so he was a bit stiff. He had some righteous indignation, and ademptus signus hastus diffractus, and having adempted or taken away their standards, and diffractus means broken all their hastas, their spears, to all of these people, qui, who arguobantur, who had been taken as proven that they had fugisi, that they had fled, amongst the impedimenta, amongst the baggages and the sarkinas and the sacks and the captivos and the captives, they were imposited. They were placed amongst all this baggage and sacks with the captives to aggravate their ita, to make their journey. With the ductor of them, the leader of them, the general of them, who Solus alone had decourated, who had contested or fought bravely, with him being adposited, placed in charge of 2 or 4 another squadron, of whose tribune had turpida foully been convicted of, or they found in this trial, had to have desertuisse the prolem, the battle. And that's it for the day.